It's been a while since I posted anything, but today I am, pardon all the cars, but I am installing this add a fuse tap for installing a dash cam into the new 2020 Land Rover Defender. I'm going to go step by step through this whole process. I don't have my tripod, so it's going to be in segments, this video, but hopefully it's going to be helpful for you if you're going to be installing or hardwiring anything in the new Defender. Let's get started. Alright, so to get started, I've laid out a few of the tools you're going to need to get this project going. You're going to need the 30 of the star head screw here for the rivets on the interior panel. You've got your tap in, your electrical for the kit, and then your fuse plug-ins here, so you're gonna have to determine which one, and I think it's the smallest one. What I'm going to do is plug it into the Defender's passenger side compartment fuse box. I've got this Gorilla tape, double-sided tape, which I have on the dash cam here. I'm using the Rexing V1 high def. I had it in my other car, took it out when I sold that and got this car. But I find using the Gorilla double-sided tape is much better, especially under heat. It won't peel off like the standard 3M does. I also have the kit for removing moldings, plastic tools basically, so we can open up the A-pillar covers and snake the power cord around the passenger airbag, side impact airbag that is, and that's essentially it. We're also going to use some double-sided tape to tape this little box to the inside of the dashboard as well, so that it doesn't rattle or anything like that. So we're trying to make this installation as clean as possible. So we're gonna get started here. So you're on the passenger side of the car. We're gonna go to the glove box here and get that lowered down, and then take this seat out of the way first. The fuse panel is right behind the door, so what you do is just take the door down here, and to do that there's just these two little latches that are right here on both sides over there, and all you're going to do is just push those two down simultaneously, and then that should lower the glove compartment box. As the glove box lowered, you're going to look down, and right there is where you got the fuse panel. So for today, what I'm going to do is tap into the wireless charging base that's right there. And that is a feature that only turns on when the car turns on, and so that's what I want with the dash cam to do, is just to turn on when the car is on. And so that's going to be in slot 11, which is that tiny little 5 up there. If you're going to look over there, we're going to just tap into there. So to really get into that though and make it a lot easier to access, because obviously this is a pretty tight spot to maneuver without being able to see, we're going to remove this panel with the star screw head. You can see there. And I find that we're going to use two of these tools. We're going to use the long one for this one and this one here, but because of the door and where it's positioned, you can't really get into there. So I just have one of these smaller ones to be able to screw that out and screw it back in for these two. So let's get that panel removed. So now with the panel removed, obviously it's going to be a lot more accessible to thread the wire through. It's still going to be hard to work in this space, but at least I can look from out here in order to remove that fuse right there. And then what we're going to do is run the wire through this hole here, up here through the A-pillar, and thread it through right there and have it come sort of around, all the way around there. And I'm just going to install the dash cam right in the center there, right about here. So we're going to thread the wire around into here, tuck it all in, and just have it poke out right there, so that's going to be a nice clean look on this car. No dangling wires. For the kit, because you're going to have to ground it, one thing that's nice is that Land Rover put this little grounding thing here, and so I did a lot of research, because by no means am I a professional in doing this. I've done it only in a couple cars, but I was trying to figure out if you could put 2 grounds under 1 bolt. And I was a little concerned about that, but according to all the blogs that I've read, people have said that it's okay. So we just got to make sure that when we add the ground wire to the kit, we're just going to have to make sure it's secured down very tightly underneath that bolt, so it doesn't come loose, and so that the other ground there doesn't come loose as well. So let's get started here. So before we start plugging things in, I've taken out the fuse from the fuse box. I'm trying to get the focus here, and I've plugged it into the bottom slot. That's the tan colored one, and then the one that comes with the kit is the orange one. You got to make sure that the OEM fuse is on the bottom section, and that way it can still power up the wireless charging pad in the car. And then we're just going to plug this in and connect the female end to the male end of the kit there and get that all crimped up. So let's get that installed, and I'll cut back in. So now I've got it all plugged in there. The fuse is plugged in there. I got the ground installed right there. And then I plugged in the camera. The camera seems to be working. It's all good. So I'm also going to check the wireless pad, make sure that's working as well. And then we'll go into the next step of trying to thread all these wires through. That's probably going to be the hardest part of this install. Camera in place, exactly where I want it to be, and I am taking the time to thread the power cable underneath all these plastic panels, using these plastic panel kits and tools. I'm just tucking it up along there, and I'm going to run it all the way through here underneath the panel. And what I'm thinking about over on this side is just running the wire down to about here, and then tuck it under here, and then just have it go underneath all the weather stripping here, and just back down all the way into the panel. And then I'm just gonna tie them all up and package it up. One thing you want to do way beforehand, like I just did, was to make sure that your accessory does turn on and turn off as it's supposed to before you do the final install. But yeah, we're gonna get this all tucked in and wrapped up and show you the final product. All right, so now I got all the wires tucked up, and I ran it through, as I said, through here and underneath the weather stripping, and have the wires coming out right about here underneath the bolt. Then I'm just going to run it down here, put it all the way through, bundle it up behind there, and have everything closed off. And yeah, hopefully this will be informational for you if you want to install or hardwire anything into your brand new Defender. Pretty easy installation. All in all, it takes about 20 minutes. You know, if there's any issues, I will definitely update you in a new video. But anyways, I'd love to hear your comments. you know, please hit subscribe when you get a chance, like the video. But yeah, if there's any comments of anything else that you guys have questions on, if you're installing anything on your brand new Defender or Land Rover, I think they're all pretty similar, just feel free to comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching, guys.